Hello dear traders, welcome to the weekly review of Trading Hero strategy. This week all portfolios closed with a profit. Let's start our analysis from the first portfolio. This is the 5K portfolio in the first version, and the profit of this week amounted to 0.2%. 5K portfolio version 2 brought us 0.4%. 5K portfolio version 3 0.2%. 10K portfolio version 1 0.2%. 10K portfolio version 2 0.2%, 10K portfolio version 3 also 0.2%, 20K portfolio 0.2%, 50K portfolio 0.2%, 100K portfolio almost 0.2%, and 200K portfolio 0.2%. Let's switch to the MetaTrader platform and check all the trades we made this week. The first currency pair is the Australian dollar against the Canadian dollar. We are on an hourly time frame, and each vertical line separates one trading day. With a gray rectangle highlighted the trading area of the current week. Speaking about the technical analysis, we can see that we have this birth of the local uptrend. Although we are in this global consolidation, but we can say that the trend is trying to develop from the lower border of the trading channel, and we closed a couple of trades we were holding from the previous week and also made a couple of selling trades. The profit of this week amounted to $300, and on a daily time frame we actually can see that we have this narrow formation where the volatility decreases, and sooner or later we're gonna wait for the market to break one of the sides. The next currency pair is the Australian dollar against the New Zealand dollar. Here you also can see that we are still in the global consolidation. We closed a couple of trades from the previous week. We started gaining new selling trades, and now we have all the trades in the market. There is no clear trend. The profit is $15, and on the daily time frame we also can see that we actually got stuck in this kind of a correction. But if you check these previous local lows and these local highs, we can say that we have this kind of a local uptrend forming in this consolidation. So let's see, when we break this local high, then we can say it confidently that yes, we have this local uptrend, but so far we are in a local consolidation. The next currency pair is Aussie USD. And here, as you can see, we're also in the consolidation. We have this upper border, lower border. We have this couple of false breaks. And now the price came back to the middle of this channel, and we can see that also we have this kind of a local uptrend forming, but still this is only a correction inside of this corridor. So we closed a couple of trades from the previous week, and this week we started making new selling trades. With some of them we are still in the market, and the profit of this week amounted to $114. On a daily time frame we can see that the trend line that was broken, now the market turned back into the frames of this previous uptrend. We'll see, maybe it was a false break, who knows, but maybe not. Let's wait for the next week to begin, because we have 5 consecutive growing candles, so the probability of the consolidation or further decrease also exists. The next currency pair is Euro GBP. We can see that we also spent this week in the consolidation, no interesting moments, and this kind of low volatility is the main reason of low profits this week, because we didn't gain a lot of trades and we didn't close any significant chain of trades. So we had a couple of trades from the previous week that we closed with a profit, and we started gaining new buying positions. The profit of this week amounted to $200, and on the daily time frame we can see that the market keeps trying to break the previous local highs. If we count all the attempts, we had one attempt on the previous week, then we had one attempt at the end of the previous week, and now we have another attempt that we had yesterday, and we can see that now the market is actually in this kind of a consolidation. So we cannot definitely say that yes, we have this local uptrend, because we don't have new local highs. Yeah, we have new local lows, and we can forgive this kind of a false breakout, but we need to see new local highs to continue this trend movement. The next currency pair is GBP USD, and here, as you can see, we had this beautiful downtrend the last week, and unfortunately the market turned around and we had a couple of days of consolidation, but this impulse after non-farm payrolls data was released, actually it was a strong shift that broke a couple of previous resistance levels, and it became a foundation of this kind of impulse movement. Actually, I was expecting the correction, but to be honest, I was expecting that this level of resistance will be the main and we're gonna stay in this kind of consolidation, and then we're gonna fall and reach our take profit target. But as you can see, market increased to the previous local highs, and actually I hope that this level will also be the level of resistance and we're gonna move down, because if we change the time frame to the daily, you can see that actually this downtrend continues, nothing changed. So the selling scenario is still in force and we have the chance that the price will go down. What is strange that this level of support, it's a quite strong level and it was respected 2 times, almost in the same quote. This is really very interesting what is about this level. But now the only thing we can do is wait. We also gained some new sell trades during this week, so hopefully we're gonna see the correction the next week. The profit of this week amounted only to $15 because there were no corrections at all, so we closed only a couple of trades on Monday, and then we were only gaining the new positions. The next currency pair is GBP CAD, and here, as you can see, we also had this downtrend, and the situation is pretty similar, but the downtrend lasts much more longer than the one on the GBP USD, and we also reached the previous resistance level. We had this impulse on Thursday. Actually, there was a consolidation first 3 days and it was absolutely normal. Then we had this impulse and now we have the consolidation again. The profit of this week amounted to $23, and on a daily time frame we can see that we are just moving from one border of this corridor to another, and actually this was, we can call it a false break of this corridor, or it was just like a double bottom, who knows, the time will show. But now we are bouncing off this support level and we are in the middle of this channel, so let's see how it goes in the next week. The next currency pair is USD CAD. Here you can see that we opened only one trade. The market was consolidating on Monday, then we had this attempt to continue its growth on Tuesday, and then we fell down, and now we're consolidating lower the opening of this week. So I can say that actually I was expecting that this kind of consolidation, it will be higher than this resistance level, and then the market can continue its growth to the next resistance level. But we can see that dollar is really weak this week, so we'll see what will happen the next week. I think that we still have all the chances to continue this movement. This week we didn't have any close trades, so the profit is 0. And the last currency pair for today is the New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. Here, as you can see, we had this bounce of the previous support level, and we're actually heading to the middle of this price channel. Here is the resistance level, here is the middle of this channel. We can say that we even reached this middle. It's better to draw it somewhere here, and we're consolidating somewhere around this price. So this kind of movement allowed us to close all the trades that we were holding since the previous week. We started gaining the new selling trades against this local impulse, and the profit of this week amounted to $260. This is all information that I wanted to share with you this week. Thank you for your attention. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and see you in the next video review.